This Arizona Cardinals team preview edition of the Sports Gambling Podcast brought to you by Circa Sports. They're back with their Circa Survivor and Circa Millions contest. $14 million up for grabs. Get all the details over at circasports.com. We're also brought to you by our Patreon. Score exclusive perks and content available only to our patrons at sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon.
Hey everybody, Jim McMahon here, and you're listening to SGPN. Let it ride.
Long, Cox.
He's one of those guys who will get penetration.
Welcome everyone to the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green with my partner in picks, Ryan, Real Money Kramer. What's happening, Kramer?
Football. Football. Do we get a song? What do we get?
Football is back. Ryan, there's like, we'll be, Hall of Fame game. That's another level of being back. Obviously, week 1 is another level of being back, but we're here. 32 NFL team previews, walking through the schedule, special guests, kicking it off. Man, we got a 32 episodes just talking NFL football. It just hit me, Ryan. It's going to be fucking awesome. Let's go, baby. Follow along youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast. Ryan and the design team putting in work with the overlays, looking good.
Yeah, we'll see. Gonna have some help in the future. So currently doing the one man juggle, but yeah, we got some new looks.
Chat is lit. Trevor checking in. Let's go. Research Spherical Earth is back.
What's up, dude?
He was the nemesis of Research Flat Earth, who I don't know where he's been at. Hopefully he's back. Bills Mafia DJ checking in. Serial checking in. Steffi Smalls, the show checking in. She just launched her show. I was a guest on there. We're going to be joined later by Ryan, Rich Fat Baby McKee, Arizona Cardinal super fan, to walk through the schedule. But there's just a ton of going on. Football is back. It's great. It's a great time to be alive. I got a nice little glass of Maker's Mark going.
Football or football?
No, football.
Okay.
Actually, I did quick football nugget.
Nice.
I went. Obviously a hot yoga advocate. I also occasionally do some lap swim over at the Rose Bowl Aquatic Center.
Oh, look at you.
Was driving over to the Rose Bowl, Pasadena Rose Bowl, and it's fucking the parking lot is out of control. I go, there's no UCLA game. What's going on? Apparently these what is it, Real Madrid or some bullshit was happening. Well, I start driving in. I'm like, God damn it! I see guys walking around with giant soccer flags.
Oh no.
Aquatic Center was canceled.
Ole.
I was just so enraged.
We might as well be talking about a soccer team today.
Arizona Cardinals. We're going to get to it in just a second. Big announcement though. Here we go.
Is that the announcement?
well
done, Sean. Well done.
To support the war on corporate gambling, we are officially launching our Patreon. Again, it's going to be pretty sweet here, our Patreon. As always, if you have questions, the shows, all our picks will remain free for the entirety of Sports Gambling Podcast. This is just some bonus bonus content, bonus merch, bonus contest. That's pretty sweet. We're gonna have a weekly contest going, also a monthly SGP Stories podcast where it's just behind the scenes stuff. It's
like OnlyFans, but
yes,
for us.
Exactly. Instead of showing you our tits, we're going to have a behind the scenes stories. We've been doing this show for years, so you're not missing out on any of the picks, but it's a nice little bonus here. We're also bonus Discord channel, bonus merch that we're only going to be giving out through the Patreon.
Will not be selling it.
Not be selling it. And again, the bonus SGP Stories podcast, ad free, uncensored. Ryan,
you excluded the most exciting part.
What is that?
People are going to be able to see my beautiful work.
Yes. Ryan, a spreadsheet prodigy. We've been holding back for too long. You are going to have access to all the spreadsheets we use to track the picks, like our futures doc, man. All those episodes we did, instead of having to go back and listen to each one and write down the picks. If you want to tail us, you just have access to the spreadsheet. So, and
troll Sean for his abbreviations of colleges that are just completely incorrect.
And also these team preview docs that we're using not only to get our picks, but all the information in one place. So sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. Andrew Robb saying bonus merch, sign me up. He loves the merch. It's great.
Yeah. We need to get
well,
some,
and
some,
for the SGP stories, just kind of a sample episode of what you might hear. I was doing some digging. I go, now that we have these Patreon bonus episodes, I got to find the Lenny Dykstra voicemails of when we had Lenny Dykstra on the show. And before the show, he called me numerous times. And breaking news, Ryan, I have recovered the Lenny Dykstra voicemail.
Nice. I was going to say,
very entertaining.
I was doing something similar. I was going back and trying to dig up the Civil War episode when Boston almost imploded. So Boston Capper.
Oh yeah, Boston Capper. So there's a lot of like good archive stuff, us telling some Vegas stories, just kind of off the beaten path stuff. So that's the SGP Stories podcast, available on the Patreon. Tons of great reason to sign up.
Last thing,
yes,
I'm going to tease something for the future.
Sure,
because people often ask like, "Hey, I can't get to the old Mike Leach interview, or I can't get to." We're also going to slowly add in a select curated bit from our catalog in the past in there too, for easy access.
And Ryan, your wife texted me.
Oh no! What?
Your wife texted me because she dug up the podcast I had before we did this, the green room.
Oh no!
Where we had you on. We definitely need to use this for the SGP stories. We had an episode where we had you on. We had you hypnotized by a past life regression guy. When you were talking about Civil War, Ryan is hypnotized on this podcast, thinking he's involved in the Civil War. It's great.
I don't want to get into it, but what's funny about that day?
Wait, did you listen? Because she texted me. She goes, "I'm going to play this. Is it like
she wanted to play it for the kids, maybe?"
Yeah. And she goes, "Is there cursing or stuff?" I go, "Honestly, I don't remember. I don't remember it being crazy curses, but
I not to tease the whole episode, but the only thing I remember from that whole day is eating at a diner in Los Angeles afterwards.
It was really weird hanging out with Ryan after. His brain definitely seemed different. All right, let's get to it. Let's talk. We're going to start with obviously a little look back on the Arizona Cardinals. Obviously super disappointed season, 4-13, although they were 8-9 ATS, their win total is 8.5, cash the under. We both, I think
5 defensive touchdowns for those keeping track.
Wait, they had 5 defensive touchdowns or they scored 5 defensive touchdowns. Jesus. Yeah. I mean, so we both had the over, but just barely.
God. We are horrible.
Well,
what were we doing?
I wasn't super high on them. Dude, you remember last year people had them.
I know,
as like a dark horse making a run. Well, I mean, I thought
this guy. I had most wins, 50-1 is a long shot. Highest scoring team, 18. It's a who's of horrible bets.
Yes. It was a graveyard, but I think we did pivot off them.
You had James Conner at long shot bet to score 28.5 receiving touchdowns.
No, that 28.
No, touchdowns total. Sorry, I was overlaid with an Ertz prop.
Yes, Zach Ertz. That's one of my nuggets. Zach Ertz did lead the Cardinals, even though he only played 10 games. Did lead the Cardinals with 4 receiving touchdowns.
His total was 4.5. Sorry.
God. DVOA rank from them last year, 29th. Offensive DVOA 30th. Defensive 24th. Estimated wins 4.8. Pythag wins 5.7. So slightly unlucky, I guess, on the Pythag wins.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. The takeaway is they sucked. Like that to me. That's that. There isn't much more to it other than like all the numbers are bad. Nothing good happened. They weren't unlucky. They weren't really that lucky. I mean, yeah, they were 1-score games. Maybe you can argue they were unlucky. I think it was 2-6, but they also won that crazy comeback. If you remember, where the biggest comeback in NFL history, I believe, before the Vikings had theirs. Am I wrong with that nugget?
Wait, which game was that, Ryan?
Against the Raiders. Which game? Third biggest comeback in NFL history against the Raiders. No, you're not remembering that?
Yeah. I was blanking. For some reason, I thought that was 2021, but it was week 2. You're right.
But then you look at how they had
that was a crazy ass game.
Specifically, if you look at fourth quarter luck, they appeared to be unlucky by a game because they had an 80% win probability in the 5 games and they only won 4 or 3 of those. So I don't know. I guess
pretty bad injury luck. I think as well. Right.
But bad teams have all of these bad luck elements. So everything went wrong for them. Everything.
Got to see a lot of Colt McCoy.
Wait a second. I have a positive.
Yeah.
They so this was a nugget I pulled from our boy Warren Sharp.
Yes.
Who, by the way, he goes way too deep. It's too many words, too many graphics.
Yeah, a lot of nuggets. I mostly pulled from Warren Sharp, and then that Cleve Analytics. His guide was really good for stuff too.
It's like the complete opposite end of the spectrum. You want a 15-page deep dive. And by the way, this is the first year since we started doing the podcast, Sean, where I did not read the Football Outsiders Almanac because I don't think it exists yet.
No, it's not out.
But the positive was that in 3rd and 7 to 10 yards or 3rd and 7 or more yards, the NFL average was 31%. The Cards in 2022 were 28%, but last year they were 56%.
Yeah. So that also, like, you could say that's bad because that it's almost so high that it's unsustainable.
I'm giving the argument of like dueling regression points.
Yeah. All right. Key changes, and then we'll bring on Rich Fat Baby.
I don't know if Rich Fat Baby's here yet. So we might we'll find him.
Key additions: Jeff Driscoll, Dennis DeLay, offensive tackle. And some interior line help. LJ Collier, defensive tackle Kevin Strong, Kaiser White, who I thought did have a pretty good season with the Eagles. Linebacker Josh Woods.
That's a huge bring over, right? Like knows the scheme, all that.
Well, and then obviously, Jonathan Cannon, first year head coach, defensive head coach, also piece of shit. So there's a lot of.
This is the youngest staff in the history of the NFL.
That was the one I had on my list.
Offensive coordinator, is it Petzig, 35 from the Browns, and defensive coordinator brought over from the Eagles is 29. Imagine coordinating an NFL defense full of grown ass men from Georgia when you were 29, Sean.
Yeah,
that would be terrifying.
Wow.
I'm just thinking of what I was all 8.
What I was doing.
If I was playing Madden,
29,
we'd be blitzing a lot. Anyway, sorry.
Well,
and they had a lot of people moving in and out of this roster.
Yeah, and then the key additions in the draft. I do think Paris Johnson, offensive tackle. I do think that was a good pickup for them.
Gives them potentially 2 tackles.
Yeah, BJ Ojulari, high on him. Cornerback Garrett Williams, receiver Michael Wilson.
Star that name.
Yeah, and then they, some depth there in the later rounds. But the departures, obviously, DeAndre Hopkins is huge. I mean, the Cardinals were really night and day with and without DeAndre Hopkins. I mean, they lost a bunch of guys on the offensive line, and I know everyone thinks JJ Watt was, kind of washed up, but. I mean, he led the league or led the team 12.5 sacks. Like he was still giving them some pretty good snaps. In general, they didn't have a great defense to begin with, and they lost a bunch of key guys. 3 Cardinals had more than 20 quarterback hits last season. They're all gone. So,
yeah, I mean, I think it's interesting because we've listed out a huge list of names, and yet in reality. I don't know if all the turnover is bad. Like it was a bad, there were some bad elements here that left.
There were some aging veterans that they probably needed to get rid of.
Youth movement. That's what they call this, right? They call it a youth movement. And I think specifically, like we're talking about transition and transaction. And I would say that if you look at the cap space, it kind of tells. So I was as usual, go way too hard. Previewing the teams, got all these notes. I'm like, oh man, maybe I'll be high. Maybe then I could dive into the cap space. And I think the issue is that they're signaling with the way they're spending their money that they're not trying to compete this year. So
yeah,
I think.
Well, they brought in Jonathan Gannon. Sign number one.
Wow.
You are not trying to compete.
Most dead cap this year, but the second most free cap, which leads to them having the fourth least in active spending. So not spending a ton.
I mean, it does. Obviously, it feels like a transition year. The interesting thing is, and I'm looking to get McKee's take on this as well.
We have McKee.
Okay.
Yeah, that was my bad. He was here the whole time.
All right. One more thought, and then we'll kind of dive more into the previews. Their offensive line is ranked 29th according to Establish the Runs rankings. But I think, DJ Humphries and if Paris Johnson, if he is like kind of a day one starter tackle, I do think those are decent end pieces. And I do think their offensive line is going to matter. I mean, we'll see how many games Colt McCoy starts. Where are you right now? If you had to predict, Ryan, over under, how many games does Kyler Murray start?
I have this question written down. How many games will Kyler Murray start?
Well, that's the biggest question, I think, on this season, because all these negatives we're saying, it's priced into the number. It's a comically low number. So they can be a bad team and still go 5-12 and hit this over.
I think I'm here smoke that he's going to be ready earlier than everyone's just like halfway through the season, just like nonchalantly. And maybe we just don't have enough data on cheerleaders returning from ACL injuries, but I do. Should we throw the odds up on the screen and bring McKee on?
Yes.
Talking about
while you're doing that, Ryan, of course, shout out to Circa Sports, Circa Millions and the Circa Survivor contests are back better than ever. They got $14 million up for grabs. Love the Circa Millions contest. Again, picking 5 games against the spread. Imagine if you have a heater of all heater NFL seasons and you're not entered in the Circa Millions contest. You're going to be feeling really stupid. And then Circa Survivor, $8 million guaranteed. You're going to be playing Survivor anyway. Like, come on, sack up, get in on the contest. It's very easy. All you got to do between now and when the sign up ends, which I think is like that Saturday right before the season starts. Pick a different, sign up, head over to Circa Sports. We're going to be there August 24th or 26th. So good reason to come out, hang out with us, crack a couple cold ones, sign up for the contest, go to circasports.com for all the details, circasports.com. And I think they even have some room deals if you're going to be signing up for a contest, but get all the information over there at circasports.com. Joining us here to break down the 2023 Arizona Cardinals, now producer on the Steffi Small Show over on YouTube. He is Ryan Rich Fat Baby McKee. What's happening, McKee?
Hey guys, how's it going? I mean, I'm just loving hearing you say all those wonderful things about my Cardinals. It's gonna be such a. I don't even know why you guys are doing this episode. You should have just skipped this one, if anything. I mean, it's all around.
I'm
bad.
sorry. We feel bad for you.
I was trying to remember. Was I on this last year? Did I talk you guys into going over 9.5? I can't. I don't remember why did anybody think they were going over last year? I know I talked myself into it, but rational human beings like yourself.
I think in general, when we have a guest, we get more excited about the team.
It's hard not to, right? Because you got him on. Hey, if Kyler could do this, we've been Kyler haters for a while there. Sorry, McKee, but where is the fan base right now? Arizona Cardinals with Kyler Murray. Do they want? Hey, start him day one. We got to win now, or we never want to see
everybody. Nobody is. The most hardcore Cardinals fans are just ignoring them completely right now. Nobody cares. Everybody's just worried about the heat out here right now. I haven't had one.
I have not even talking Cardinals.
And I'm trying to talk to Cardinals people. Nobody wants to talk. People are just talking the Suns. That's all they want to say is talk about the Suns and all the pieces they've added. Nobody's mentioning the Cardinals. Kyler Murray just spoke in an official interview for the very first time since his injury. And it was on the Cardinals. They do a little behind the scenes series that's on YouTube, sponsored by SeatGeek. It's called Flight Plan. I get it. Okay, it's the Cardinals' flight plan, but it really brings up like fight or flight, and we're like, oh, we plan on flight. We already know where we are this year. So if that tells you anything, yeah. And I watched that whole episode, and Kyler goofs around a lot. He doesn't seem that concerned. I thought his teammates. I thought his teammates seemed to. Yeah, I mean, I thought his teammates seemed to like him more than I would have expected. So there's that, but I don't think they're gonna rush him back. You have said it. They're not spending money like they want to win. Yeah. They have the Texans first round pick next year, so that could be one and huge. Two. Yeah, that could be the first overall pick and the second. So what reason do they have to win? What reason do they have to injure Kyler again? So.
Said like a true NBA fan looking to tank for Caleb Williams. I love how they're already excited about the pick. Worth noting, they did do the D-Hop deal in a way pre-June 1st, so it all counted this year. So no dead cap in the future. Similar to what the Giants did last year, didn't stop them from making the playoffs, and I think it was pretty similar to what the Eagles did the year before. Didn't prevent them from making the playoffs. So maybe that's a trend. Seems unlikely. I will say, as I was digging around in the Cardinals realm, just trying to do non-traditional research, since I didn't read the Football Outsiders chapter not existing. I didn't have a starting point, so I ended up falling into some Matt Prater stuff. It's the positive. I figured when we had McKee on, we'll talk about the positive. Yes, they have the most awesome kicker in the league. He smashes decaf nose beers all the time before kicks. And last year he was 22 of 25 and 5 of 6 from 50 yards. Still fantasy relevant, Sean.
Yeah. Well, and they plan to tell him they could be settling for a bunch of field goals.
That's all I got. They have good special teams.
No, they do have two. Their strongest is probably their safeties, right? With
there you go.
Budda Baker and Jalen Thompson coming back. Really, but when's the last time you heard like, oh, this team's gonna win because they have the strongest safeties? Like that's not.
Budda Baker, Eagles fans do have our eyes on Budda Baker. He liked the Eagles schedule release on Instagram, so I don't know.
This fucking NBA culture leaking into the NFL.
We should be.
I know we're gonna go through all the games, but I saw that Caesars released their lines for every game.
Yeah.
Right. Against
dog
the spread.
in every game.
Yeah.
A dog in every game. 10 games they are giving up, or they're getting a touchdown or more.
No, it's ridiculous.
That's insane.
Yeah. So
I would I have some more positive things to say while McKee's here.
I have a couple positives, Ryan.
Well, this is less a great nugget and more just a trend.
Okay.
There have been 21 teams with a new head coach and a win total of 5.5 or less.
Yeah, I had the
you
same
got this one.
Yeah,
all right.
good.
14 of them, 67%, have gone over their win total, McKee. So there is that.
Yeah, like I think the optimism is their win total is so low they might stumble into 5 wins here. So
I am gonna say the over. I do like the over because I'm not.
You're jumping the gun, McKee.
Oh, sorry.
Don't tip your hand.
Yeah, you want people to listen to the end.
I've got such a hard erection right now for this, and I can't wait to get into it.
You have to know when to come.
All right, last thing I'll get into before we throw the odds back on the screen and walk through the schedule is: did you know? I'm also bringing some history.
Yeah.
Did you know the Arizona Cardinals were founded in 1898, Sean, in Illinois as the Chicago.
Oh, and then St. Louis. Then
they relocated to Pittsburgh, St. Louis, and finally Arizona.
I didn't know Pittsburgh was
Pittsburgh, kind of. Did you know in 1944 they merged with the Pittsburgh Steelers, went 0-10, and dissolved the merger shortly thereafter? So a little NFL history for you. All right, let's.
Sounds like my marriage.
Oh wow! Oh.
Yeah, I was gonna have to ask: do we have to update Ryan, rich fat baby, to make McKee to Ryan doing all right? McKee, I don't know if the the divorce liquidated.
Ryan living in a condo on the west side. McKee.
I mean, you got to go to youtube.com/sportsgambling-podcast just to see Ryan's single guy, like parrot Jimmy. Like you're just.
Oh, it looks great.
You look like you want to sell me something at a Jimmy Buffett concert. I really love your.
I mean,
you got John Mayer playing in those cans.
That's what's great. What's the underrated thing they don't tell you about divorce guys? You can wear whatever you want. Nobody says anything. You can decorate your house with as many Top Gun posters as you want. Nobody's gonna say anything.
Goose is in this house.
Goose is loose.
Real quick nugget. I think Trey McBride could have a nice season here for the Arizona Cardinals. Also, we don't McKee, do we know anything about Zach Ertz? Obviously injury, but then everything I look at,
he's coming back from an ACL. They have not released the timetable for he or Kyler officially, so I don't think they're going to rush him back. And I do think they want to see what they have in McBride. He was a second overall. He was a second round pick last year. He didn't play much last season, so it would make sense that they'd play him more. So he might be a sneaky end of your fantasy tight end draft, like a long shot tight end.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely going to be playing him first touchdown, anytime touchdown, because you look at the rest, and this, unfortunately, like a lot of stuff with the Cardinals, even when you're trying to be positive, you bring up some insulting stuff. They have one of the tiniest receiving cores in the NFL. Greg Dortch, 5'7", Rondell Moore, 5'7", Marquise Hollywood Brown, 5'9". Nothing wrong with being 5'9", but you have three receivers who are 5'9" and shorter. Trey McBride is a big frame, especially comparable. So I think any sort of like jump ball contested stuff has to go to Trey McBride. And if I'm Colt McCoy, you're at the 10-yard line. If you guys get in the red zone ever and you drop back, he just jumps out to you as a massive target compared to the rest of the
Michael Wilson.
And they drafted a bigger guy as well. To your point, Ryan.
I think Sean, you could hang out with the Arizona wide receivers, and you wouldn't immediately stand out as a non-football player.
Great time to point out that Sean's planning on shutting down Des Bryant.
Yes,
a couple
fantasy
weeks,
football.
That's right, I can't wait to see that. Yeah.
Look out, Des.
I love how other fantasy nerds are chirping at him about how fantasy nerds are going to shut him down.
Well, it is, and Des Bryant clearly didn't look at the rules as to how the Fantasy Football Expo plays, because if you get one interception, the game's over. Like, I don't think he understands. We'll get into that.
All right, so
let's talk schedule, Ryan. Walk through it.
Real quick, because we haven't said it out loud yet. 2023 season odds, win totals at 4.5. Sean, plus 1,100 to make the playoffs. That's almost so juicy we have to talk about it. Minus 2,200 to miss. Easy money, right? Probably some EV there if you got a big enough bankroll. Division plus 2,700. Conference 100 to 1. Super Bowl 200 to 1. And let's real quick hop into the schedule. As always, we'll break it up into quadrants, which the NFL made more difficult with the 17th game, but we still figure it out.
Don't want to complain about extra football.
Not complaining, but it was beautiful before. We had some nuggets on the schedule before we rattle off the games. Yeah. Worth noting out, they don't have a primetime game. No. They have no short weeks, and they don't play anyone off a bye. So very interesting schedule. It's like,
and for a first-year head coach, I think you like the fact that you don't have to play anyone on a short week. So all
right.
Wait, Ryan, one more positive.
Oh, okay, one more.
Yes. There's one person that's not punting on the Arizona Cardinals season. Enter James Conner, the Terminator himself. Quote, I love this team. I love the pieces we added.
Yes.
We got a whole new staff. I haven't found one thing to complain about. I'm just really excited to be a part of this. I love this team, love this city, and just excited to do something special this year. Nobody believes in us, but that's okay. That's the exciting part, to prove people wrong.
We go in reverse.
I like James Conner.
We go in reverse.
Yeah, but I mean,
total. And we're talking the first. Sorry, McKee. The first two teams we're talking about both have off-season stories of players talking about how bad they're going to whoop people's asses this year. So
love it.
Well, I was just going to say, like, James Conner, what's his strength? Running between the tackles, right? Between the tackles on the offensive Cardinals line is just like three free agents that bounced around, barely played, never been starters. So
yeah, the interior line not good, unfortunately.
yeah.
What water jug Sean could play for the interior line. All
Yeah.
right, let's rattle off the schedule. Which, by the way, Sean, we do not only is the schedule on the screen, youtube.com/sportsgamblingpodcast, but we have all those aforementioned spreads in there. So we can see how the Arizona Cardinals are not laying points in a single game all year. Week 1 +5.5 on the road against the Washington newly renamed football team. I assume at this time, are they going to rename the team that quick?
They kept going back and forth. They said they were going to, and then they said after this year. So I have no idea.
Genius marketing. Then they have the Giants at home +4 or +4. I'm throwing out spreads. Then the Cowboys at home, and then at 49ers, first divisional game of the year. McKee, you're an insider, so I'll let you go first here. But the shortest number is the 4.5 they'll be catching at home against the Giants. My
Giants road favorites.
So you got to hope for that one. Unclear when Kyler's going to come back, but I can't imagine he's coming back before week 4 here against that Niners team. How many wins are there?
Most people are saying if he comes back, it's going to be mid-season at the earliest. Yeah. So I'm going to say that so the thing about Arizona teams, whenever a lot is being expected of them, they always fail. However, they will rise to occasions when everybody is like overlooking them, not paying attention to them. So I do like them to win a few more games than you would expect. And what we're looking at, week 1, Colt McCoy revenge game at Washington,
wow.
huh? So lock that up as a win.
I don't know if Sam Howell should be a 5.5 point favorite.
That's save that for the week 1 pod.
I don't know if he should be.
I agree with that.
I'm with McKee. Like this team is bad. Yes. But yeah, there are some spots, especially division spots, or teams that shouldn't be this big of favorites against them where they will show up. Cause again, like they're a team that everyone is going to be overlooking. So they're going to catch a couple teams, I think, flat footed and looking ahead. I got them going 1-3 here, Ryan. I can't tell you which one, but I think I think
you guys are
it's going to be Washington. It's going to be Washington. They're going to win that Washington game.
I think
look out.
We didn't really talk enough about it, but I'm going 0-4 because I do think when you have 3 coordinators who are super young and have never been in that role before, there might be some growing pains. And then I watched some of those off-season videos, and I got to be honest, I'm a little concerned. We haven't really checked in with the chat recently. But another new feature. We got to throw it up on the screen. We got
Trevor pointing out that McKee is ready for the Maui Invitational.
I mean, I will say,
and look at his profile pic.
Yes,
he looks like he's also ready to join me.
All right, so
I like Trevor. He's like, yeah, I got my guns out in my YouTube profile photo, and he's sipping on something there in that cup. Like
strong flex. All right, next 4. I'm going officially 0-4. Then they have the Bengals at Rams, at Seahawks, back-to-back road spot there. Ravens at home. I mean, you almost got to get a win against the Giants or the Commanders, or it's basically touchdown dog each game.
Yeah, this is tough because
they usually split the Rams. You know, almost every season they split the Rams game, no matter how bad each team is. So I would give them 1 win in that next block.
See, that's what we need. That's that divisional knowledge. They know they're gonna get one. All right, so you know what? A lot of people out there saying that they're gonna get their first win a little later in the season. I'll go Rams. I'll say that.
I think if I had to pick between at Rams or at Seahawks,
you think they get one of those?
Give me at Seattle money line. I just don't believe the Geno hype. It seems a bit much.
They split a lot of Seattle games too. Yeah.
Yeah. The problem of where I'm talking myself into them being even mildly frisky is then it comes back to Jonathan Gannon as head coach, which makes me a little less excited. I'll go 1-3 again, 2-6, baby.
And I think you're underestimating how unliked Cliff Kingsbury was. So
that is true.
Maybe add a couple of wins, maybe just for new coach not being Cliff Kingsbury.
Well, Jonathan Gannon might
James
also
Conner's
be bad.
buying in.
All right, so I'll go 1-3.
All right, yeah, 1-3 for me.
Same.
Oh wow, you're really going for it. All right, let's go next for at Browns. Well, that's a fun upset pick right there. At Browns, Falcons at home, at Texans.
That's
Rams
a game they might
home.
actually be favored in.
So there's three winnable games right there where they're catching less than a field goal. This is their winning stretch. I would imagine this is if you're going into an away game this year, it's at Texans. I'd imagine. I mean,
take flight.
I can't not say one here, right? That would be reckless.
I think even as a hater, you would still have them at one.
But I'm a Falcons guy, and I'm a Texans guy. Puts me in a tough situation.
The real question is, can McKee get them to 2 wins? McKee, can you predict on these airwaves that they will win 2 of these games?
Falcons and Texans.
Oh wow, you haven't been listening to Arthur Smith.
Look at I mean, and also I mean, it's totally. I give them 2-2 in that stretch. It's totally possible that they beat the Browns. I was married to a Browns fan. They drop those games all the time. Trust me.
Yes,
I agree.
And also, they have the Rams at home. Like I said, there's a good chance they split with the Rams. But if they didn't win it the first time, so maybe they get 3 there. But I just think those are all winnable games. So 2-2 right there.
All right. You know what? I'll go 2-2 as well.
Wow.
I'll go 2-2 as well.
All right. Toss me in the 2-2.
Oh wow. All right. So
Water's
we're working. We're working. All right.
Although honestly, Ryan, if we had looking at that schedule right now, as someone who's higher on the Rams, Rams laying 2.5. Again, it's farther in the season. Who knows injuries? I do like that for the Rams.
I feel like I have them getting. Which by the way, you can.
Kyler could be back by then.
Yeah, that's part of I think why I'm going to go 2-2 or maybe a little bump. You also can get 1.5 is their division win total. So based on this conversation, I'm getting more and more optimistic about the Cardinals. But maybe that's an alternative way to play it. All right. We're gonna do the last.
I can't believe I've already turned you around on the guy.
No, I'm only at 3.
Slightly more optimistic.
I'm only at 3 wins. At Steelers, they play a lot of teams that I like, Sean.
Yeah.
At Steelers, late bye week. That's it couldn't be that's the worst thing that could have happened to them. Now, Mike, the question I have for myself is: Do I give them a late season run to be hyped? And maybe hurt their draft stock. That would be a bad franchise move. So coming off the bye,
like the Texans, where they blew the number 1 pick overall.
So, but yeah, all right. So off the bye again, late bye week, week 14, latest that you can have. 49ers, then at Bears. They're a dome team going up to Chicago at that time
in December. Yeah,
I mean honestly, the Philly game, the Pittsburgh game, and so Philly week 17.
Those are 3 cold weather environments against teams that Bears.
And then Seahawks at home week 18 we don't know if the game will matter. I guess if the Seahawks don't need it because they're clinching a playoff spot, that doesn't seem likely.
This is tough to get them a win.
Yeah. I wanted to say Bears just to troll Bears fans, but even that, it's like
it's a good spot for the Bears.
The Bears don't play in the dome yet, so it is outside.
Yeah, I mean, I would give them 1 win there just because there's a chance they could beat the Bears. Justin Fields could be hurt by then. He's a little guy. He's going to be banged up. Who knows? The Eagles have that week 17 might not matter for the Eagles.
Oh right? Wow!
No, totally.
Wow.
And then Super it might not. Who knows what's going on with the Seahawks? So I would just give them out of those 5, give them 1 win, which takes my prediction to 5. Yep. That's why I'm going over.
Oh Jesus!
I'm with you. Give me 1-4.
Oh no.
5-12 feels doable for this team. Kramer, what about you?
Well, all right. So I don't think I said the juice out loud, but it's a +100 to the over, -120 to the under. I felt like I was optimistic.
Yeah. Wait, did you say the last stretch? Did you go 1-4?
I'm sorry. I went 1 I put 1-3, but I went 1-4.
So your brain still can't quite get to the 17 game
doesn't
schedule.
Make sense.
So you have them 4-13.
4-13.
Me and McKee have them 5-12.
Boy, you really stretched to get there. And there's no way you're going over.
No. Well,
Do you want to adjust your?
No, the line's 4.5. I'll take the plus 100 on them over.
Yeah.
But again, I'm not taking make playoffs at 11-1. I'm not taking division, even though I feel like division odds at 27-1 are just crazy.
Are we getting crazy like that again?
No, I can't do it. The Texans burned me so hard.
And I think early on in the season, guys, just hold your nose and take the points in the Cardinals. I think a lot of people are not going to want to bet them. You know, it's going to be one of those things where the lines are going to be pretty high.
Too. To your point, I mean, as much as I give Gannon shit, he did seem I don't know. It's tough to judge Gannon because the talent I thought was pretty high on that Eagles roster. But again, they brought over Kazir White. Right now, they do still have Budda Baker. Maybe they can get a little bit going on defense. The problem is, it comes down to how many games is Colt McCoy going to start. We kind of know what we got with Colt McCoy. It's not great. I do like James Conner. I know, just because it's
such
a volume thing.
Such a boomer.
It's a volume thing, and he's playing hard. Like, listen to that guy. He's got a chip on his shoulder.
And I think Hollywood Brown can. I think he's an interesting fantasy pickup too, as he's going to be the number one target. And Colt McCoy does, despite his problems, like he does get the ball out, and he does get it to the number one receiver a pretty decent amount.
It's just so funny. We have a diehard Cardinals fan on talking about their quarterback, and the best he could muster was he's a guy that can throw the football.
He's a professional quarterback. He knows how to throw the football to other people.
Yes.
I don't know.
No, it's just it's kind of where they're at.
Sean, I will say I do have Hollywood Brown over 20% in the best ball mania.
Well, he was someone I took a look at. Some of the books have odds to lead the division in receiving yards, which I thought was kind of an interesting one. Hollywood Brown was 14-1. I was kind of taking a look at that. I just couldn't get there. I mean, because Cooper Kupp's in the division.
Yeah, you can't do that.
Even though, Cooper Kupp's like minus 225. The number is not out yet, but as far as props, I do like Trey McBride over receiving yards. That point I brought up earlier in the episode, like he is just such a massive frame. Maybe it's even on his
yards or touchdowns. If you had a choice,
I think I would probably go yards because I do think he's just going to be uncontested. Although I'm interested to know what his receiving touchdowns is going to be at. It'll probably be something low, like 2.5, 1.5, something like 2, because again, like last year, Zach Ertz led the team with 4 receiving touchdowns. So I don't know what they're going to set it at. I really don't, but I'll just say Trey McBride either over receiving yards and or touchdowns, kind of depending on when the line posts. If you do want to be also McKee, because Kramer brought this bet up earlier. What do you like better, over 4.5 or over 1.5 division wins? Because I feel like when I was going over their schedule, the possible wins or like possible upset spots I had them showing up in were division games. Ryan, what was their division odds total? It was like minus 130 on the over.
Yeah, I mean the win total, or you're saying the 1.5? I think it was 100 or 110
like
each way.
Even okay.
Cool. Yeah, it didn't have any juice to it. But I would say I would circle the Browns, Falcons, Texans stretch.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
Those are the non-divisional winnable spots to me.
Yeah. All right.
And that's right around the spot that Kyler should be back by that week 9, 10. So I don't know. I prefer the over 4.5 with the plus 100. Yeah. But I do think at 1.5, that's a pretty good bet too, because like I said, they usually do split games with the Rams and Seattle, even when one team is really bad. Like they just play each other close.
Yeah, we talk about this handicap, breaking it down all the time. Like if you're a shitty team, what are the games you get up for? The other shitty teams in your division, or even if they're good, you're gonna get their best effort in these division games. Like those essentially become their Super Bowls. I
will say too, like one of the cooler things about the Cleve TA guide is that he has like the depth chart overlaid, so you can see the new and the old. And for a team that had a ton of churn, on the defense, just all over the roster. They didn't really have a ton of churn. They're returning a decent amount of starters, or at least guys from the team last year. Granted, they may have gotten worse in some position, but the guys were there. And I think if you're selling yourself, like if you're McKee selling yourself, you're like, oh yeah, Gannon was the culture guy in Philadelphia. He's the reason the locker, like it wasn't those veteran leaders. It wasn't Sirianni. It wasn't Steichen. It was Jonathan Gannon. And they're going to bring that culture. The problem is I keep watching that video where you first walk in the building, and it's just I got those.
I wouldn't
chills.
put too much stock. I wouldn't put too much stock in that. I mean, they had the biggest douche in the league as their coach for the last 4 seasons. Like they're not
That's
worried
fair.
about.
Yeah,
they're not worried about young Gannon douche chills, man.
Oh, come on. Cliff had a really cool house. I wonder if he still has that cool house.
Yeah, I mean, it was the house a douchebag would have, right? Like, I mean, it was really cool, but who takes photos of themselves in their living room at that kind of? Like,
it's probably worse, Sean. He's working for Lincoln Riley in USC right now, so he's in Los Angeles. So the house is
fit right in.
The house game is beautiful for Los Angeles. So are we? Is anyone taking a future?
No, I mean, because missed playoffs at minus 2,200. While I like that, the price is crazy. I mean, make playoffs at 11-1. Like, I need to see a little bit of a spark from the head coach or the quarterback for me to make. I don't know. I can't wrap my head around that. So no futures for me.
Yeah, I'm gonna bet the over on the wins, but then and I'm just gonna bet take the points during it. And I do like those hitting some player prop features like Trey McBride, Hollywood Brown, maybe even James Conner, because they are gonna have to really lean on those guys. There's just not a lot of talent around them.
I don't hate the Hollywood Brown's touchdown prop is at 4.5, and I know smart people out there. I think our buddy Connor Allen just put out a thread about if you just blindly bet all unders, you do really good. Yes. All right, congratulations. Well, we're selectively choosing this Hollywood Brown over. And last year, McKee will tell you he missed 6 games.
Yeah,
and he still scored 3 touchdowns with a collection of quarterbacks that were just Kyler. I think he did all his damage with Kyler, but still, I like if I'm taking a stab at anything player wise, like in the over under market, give me Hollywood over 4.5. I'm also in on him fantasy wise. Like you can get a number 1 receiver in the 6th, 7th round. I know he's been a little disappointing, but I mean, I actually was a little bit kind of like, oh wow, I completely forgot he had 14 catches for 140 yards week 3 last year. So
and he and Kyler are old boys, go back to college. So I do think that if you can hold him and struggle through the early part of the season with Colt McCoy, and Kyler comes back, he could really have a big burst.
He had 38 catches and 3 touchdowns through the first 5 weeks of the season last year.
Yeah, I mean he's certainly interesting, and even Rondale Moore, he had a horrible average depth of target 2 years ago. Last year he kind of picked it up a little bit, and then again, we were doing all these best ball drafts. Arizona is kind of interesting because they do, as a guy who's loading up on Eagles, and if you want to create those really fun Week 17 game stacks. The Arizona Cardinals guys are fun to kind of.
They're all so cheap.
Well, they're so cheap, and then you can bring them back.
I have a confession.
Yes,
I have been drafting Kyler in more than 0% of these drafts. Well, again, it's free. You get 6.7% of my drafts. I've taken Kyler Murray.
Well, I mean, imagine Week 17. Maybe the Eagles are resting their starters, or it becomes a bit of a shootout game. Then you could. Kyler going up against some backups or in a shootout environment. Week 17, when you're trying to act, if you got that far in those best ball tournaments, that's and you can get the quarterback that cheap. That's that's some next level thinking for me. The one positive prop I'll toss out there, an Arizona Cardinals player to have either 10 rushing or 10 receiving touchdowns, 7-1. It's going to be my boy James Conner. Getting 10 rushing touchdowns. I like it. I mean, he got 7 in 13 games last year. I know McKee pointed out their interior offensive line is weak, but he got in 2021 he had 15. Like who else are they going to give the ball near the goal line? Like honestly, it's like
their running back depth is not good. They have Corey Clement, and Keontae
Super Bowl
Ingram,
hero. Yeah, Keontae Ingram isn't going to do much. Corey Clement, again, like he kind of fell off after the Super Bowl. I would be shocked if it's 10 receiving touchdowns, but I think 10 rushing touchdowns, even if you're a really bad team, you can usually get this going. So at 7-1, I think because of the fact that the goal line stuff in my mind is so heavily concentrated, you won't have to deal. Also, like depending on when Kyler comes back, is he going to be running a bunch near the goal line? Like, no,
not in the modern NFL.
No,
quarterbacks are trying to not run anymore.
They're gonna be like they're gonna get on that running back Zoom and start demanding stuff.
I'm really surprised that this podcast has taken such a positive turn. I thought we were just gonna be shitty. This is great. This is great. I'm so
5-12 is not like.
Well, for the record, I'm on the under.
Yes, Ryan's 4-13.
So them sucking helps him score more touchdowns.
But like last year, not a great year for James Conner at all. He still had 7 rushing touchdowns. Kyler Murray had 3 rushing touchdowns. Like if he just gets 3 of those Kyler Murray touchdowns, he's looking pretty good.
All right, last thing I'll give out.
Yes,
we got a brother of a giant who's apparently a better athlete than the giant, and he's in a situation where I think he's going to be starting right off the bat. He's a talented edge rusher.
Whoa,
apparently,
Ryan, what are you doing here?
Apparently, he has beautiful technique early, and the traits to grow. Defensive Rookie of the Year, BJ Ojulari. I mean, again, this is a crapshoot, right? We know sacks can get it done. Sacks generally get it done. Sands when you have just like a Sauce Gardner.
What's his price?
40-1.
Wow. Okay.
I wonder if you were to put out odds on defensive player snap count or snap share. Will Anderson's the only guy to my mind that stands out as like a guy that's going to be on the field as much as Ojulari. Yeah, and then I think about Gannon, and I don't know how much of that was scheme and how much of that was just alpha dogs getting after the quarterback. But
they
pretty big year with sacks last year.
They led the league.
The job.
Yeah, they led the league in sacks. So if he can bring that and unleash Ojulari, the problem is with defensive rookie of the year. Like I like Joey Porter Jr. of the Steelers, but
plays the wrong position.
What?
You got to do something special if you're a cornerback.
Well, and I think one, because the Steelers have that pass rush, they have Patrick Peterson. I think if you're looking to pick on someone, it might be Porter Jr. He could get that 5-6 INTs that you need to win the award. In general, if you're a second round pick, defensive rookie of the year is pretty tough, but I see the case for it.
If you lead the rookies in sacks, how do you not get it?
It's a great question.
And if there's only a guy or two that's going to be on the field more, I mean, think about it. How often? The only bad thing is they're probably going to be playing from behind a lot. That's the argument against.
Yeah, he's not going to face a lot of obvious passing downs.
But it's a new league. It's a new league. If you can put up 30 against the team, why not? Cardinals are going to be giving up 30 a lot.
Light them up. Any official props you want to lock in here, McKee?
I do like James Conner over 6.5 touchdowns. And that's a plus 105 right now at DraftKings. So
if he stays healthy, there's no way he doesn't get that.
Yeah, is that
I really like that.
Is that just touchdowns?
That's
period?
just rushing. No,
oh, just rushing.
Doesn't matter though. I mean, who else is getting the ball at the goal line?
That's why I'm saying. Like that's why.
I really like that.
That's why if you like him to get 7, come join the 10 touchdown club with me at 7-1. Right? Like because I don't know. It's not that far off. He does have health issues, and obviously that's the argument against it. But yeah, James Conner, I think, and Trey McBride are the two positive for the Arizona Cardinals.
Yeah, I wish there was more Trey McBride props out there right now, but I'm not seeing anything.
Some more, some relatively bad news, Sean. We know the NFL often gives us short slates in the afternoon. This Arizona Cardinals team plays their You wouldn't believe it. They play 10 a.m. games and the rest are at 1 p.m., which means guess what? We get a whole bunch of the afternoon slate with the Cardinals on one of the 3, 4, 5 TVs.
It's good nap window. Usually I hit I'm up early.
The NFC West
I'm
window.
so jacked up for football. I have some like shitty fast food or something. I'm drinking at like 8:30, 9 a.m.
Yeah,
and then from like second quarter of the afternoon games, I get like 40 minutes nap in.
I thought you guys were true DJs. I expected you to bet and take the points with me and get excited for those games. You gotta love those trash games. You have the points. And they cover at the end. It's very exciting.
And then I wake up to Scott Hansen, and we go live to Arizona where a cover for some. That's the other part of. There's only one red zone.
Yeah, the good red zone one. I hate that guy.
So he's way too cocky.
Well. Sean, one last thing, not to tease ahead to it's a double tease because it's a tease to more spreadsheet talk, but it's also a tease to the picks episode this year. We will be having discussions about God's Eye TV placement on the show Wednesday. So no last minute finagling on our part. We're gonna lock it in on Wednesday so Colby can make a graphic for us, and put it out on social media.
McKee, thank you for calling in. Best of luck to the Cardinals. Seems like they'll probably need it.
Thank you.
Where can people check you out? What do you got going on?
Check me out at the Ryan McKee on Twitter. You can at Ryan McKee on Instagram. But really, I want to just plug the new Steffi Small show, which I am producing and default sidekick, I guess. So yeah, definitely check out Steffi Small's show. It's on YouTube. We're gonna have we're gonna have a podcast feed up very soon as well. We'll be doing 3 live shows a week before football season, and then many more once football rolls around.
When you're having the let's get aroused and talk about Daniel Jones episode, I'm in.
All right, you'll be on soon.
All right.
Thank you for participating in the Sports Gambling Podcast.
And remember, sign up for our Patreon, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. You get the bonus SGP Stories episode. You get access to all the pick sheets, free weekly DFS contests, and exclusive Patreon merch. So appreciate that and appreciate your support as we fight the corporate gambling overlords.
We need someone to make we need like a composer to make us a new like theme around that. Like we're taking down corporate versus, you know what I mean? Like not the Benedict song, but something like that.
Something like we're going
a marching
to war.
band. Maybe it's a college like marching band thing. Let's do
or maybe
it.
Like Top Gun esque. We'll do a little digging. All right. And again, team previews, doing them 2 a day, youtube.com/sports gambling podcast. Make sure that subscribe button for the Sports Gambling Podcast. I'm Sean, second the money green, and he's Ryan.
Oh, great start, Sean.
Kramer. Let it ride.